Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rabbi Art Levine. Welcome to the Ethical Torah. Let's take a Bible quiz. Which one of the following verses from this week's Torah portions of Acharei Mot and Kiddushim doesn't fit with the others? A. Love your neighbor as yourself. B. Don't place a stumbling block before the blind. C. Don't hate your kinsman in your heart. D. You shall surely rebuke your fellow that you not bear sin because of him. Or E. Don't go about as a talebearer. The correct answer certainly seems to be D. You shall certainly rebuke your fellow that you do not bear sin because of him. Leviticus 19:17. All of the other choices are similar in that they command the high-minded, ethics-affirming principles of love and fair treatment. But the commandment to rebuke seems entirely different. Maybe God or a parent rebukes out of love and genuine concern. But if one of our neighbors, acquaintances, or a stranger rebukes us, it certainly doesn't feel anything like love. And they probably don't feel our love if we have the chutzpah to reprimand them. Indeed, in our freedom-centric, mind-your-own-business culture, we're more likely to be outraged, insulted, and embittered if someone other than a parent or close relative whom we know loves us criticizes us. The nerve of someone telling us what to do or not to do. Who do they think they are? It's a free country, and we'll do as we please. When it is we who feel that someone we're not close to has acted improperly, we usually don't rebuke them, at least not directly. We say to ourselves, I'm not going to tell them what I think. I don't want to provoke an argument. Or we think, it's not for me to tell them what to do or not do. Instead, we're angry or disgusted at them and complain about them to our spouse and our friends. We may even stop talking to them and avoid them, in extreme cases ending long relationships, without telling them why we're so shocked or angry or disappointed in them. I know of two brothers who spoke almost daily. One day, the actions of one, unbeknownst to him, offended the other so severely that he cut off all contact with his brother for 2 years, without telling him why. The deep wounds that resulted were probably entirely avoidable if only the offended brother had explained his feelings. If you regularly read newspaper advice columns, you know they're filled with letters from people who are angry or disappointed with family, friends, and neighbors, and ask what they should do. Very often, the columnist's answer is, tell them. This must, of course, be done in a way that honors them and avoids shaming them. It must be done privately and gently, and usually not immediately, so that the rebuker has time to cool down and reflect on how best to approach the offending party. But in any event, righteousness and peace are to be pursued, Deuteronomy 16:20 and Psalm 34:15. To say nothing is a sin. If we have the ability to influence someone who is acting improperly, and we don't, then we share in responsibility for that person's misdeeds. See Nachmanides' commentary on Leviticus 19:17. The Talmud, Shabbat 119b, teaches Jerusalem was destroyed because its citizens didn't rebuke one another. Refusal to accept rebuke and hating the rebuker are also sins. Pirkei Avot, the sayings of the fathers, teaches that the Torah is acquired by 48 things, the 33rd of which is love's reproofs, Parak 6, Mishnah 6. If we say nothing when we are offended, we're likely to violate all 4 of the verses I mentioned previously that didn't seem to fit with you shall surely rebuke. We don't love the offending person as we love ourselves, meaning that we don't treat them as we would want to be treated. We would wish to be informed that something we had done or not done had caused offense. We would want the opportunity to explain, and if appropriate, to apologize and repair the damage and or relationship. By not rebuking, we place a stumbling block before the blind by resenting the offender and holding a grudge without their knowing why. We too often gossip about them and spread ill will toward them, both verbally and on social media. And we may even become two-faced. The rabbis regarded as particularly reprehensible any pretense of business as usual, and needless to say, an appearance of friendship at a time when one bears a grudge in his heart. But what if we go directly to them and ask, why did you do this? Or why didn't you do this? You hurt or disappointed me. You were so wrong. And, this is critical, do so in a way that shows that we care about them and our relationship. If we do this, our resentment and outrage are likely to diminish. The damage can be mitigated, the grudge and gossip may be avoided, and the offender's future conduct might change. Other people might not be hurt. For example, if we rebuke a person who engages in lashon hara, evil speech about others, instead of listening to it, we may discourage the gossiper from continuing to the detriment of all concerned. By not following the commandment, "You shall surely rebuke," we are violating many others. The Torah does not command us not to hate, for hate is warranted in some circumstances. See, for example, Proverbs 8:13, "To fear the Lord is to hate evil." What it does command us is not to hate in our heart, that is, secretly. Hate is toxic and corrosive of the entire personality. Tochacha, reproof, is a process of confrontation and communication. The answer to my original question, then, which one of the following verses doesn't fit with the others, is none of them. They all fit. More than that, "You shall surely reprove" is essential to the fulfillment of all the others. Though it may seem paradoxical, rebuke is the best route to reconciliation. So if I've done something that you feel was wrong, or I failed to do something that you feel I should have done, please let me know, and not by posting your criticism on Facebook. Shabbat Shalom, and thanks for watching.